What's up, guys? So it's been a while since I've done any work on stuff in the shop, and I got a clutch job on a Genesis. We got two Genesis in the shop: Henry Genesis and Frank Genesis. Too much Genesises in the shop. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, well, I've already been through this car before. Actually, day before yesterday, I pulled it to change the throwout bearing, and owner was originally going to trade the car, so he didn't want to spend any money on a clutch, but turns out decided he doesn't want to trade the car, and now we're going to get back in for the clutch because he bought a aftermarket clutch. It's not here yet, but I figured they overnighted it, so it'll be here today, and I'm gonna pull this out, get it ready, and then when the clutch gets here, stab together, and I'm gonna try to send him on his way today. So, and this is a 20, I think it's 2012. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 2012, and it's does the V6 6-speed. It's actually quite nice. Like, I really like the two-tone interior, like that burgundy blackish color. Like, that's pretty awesome. It's got some vinyl wrap, and it is pretty much stock, so I love that. It doesn't have a bunch of bolt-ons or anything, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so the V6 and the 4-cylinder, transmission wise, are identical, I believe. I mean, I did take the slave cylinder from a 4-cylinder, I guess has the same transmission because the slave cylinder worked. And this car has the hydraulic bearing, throwout bearing, so there's not an actual slave cylinder. It's actually the bearing itself expands, you know. So I changed that already, and yeah, and it turns out since he's going to keep the car, he wants to go ahead and get the clutch. So just pop it out again and do it again. But yeah, so the cool thing about this car is everything's pretty accessible. Like, I didn't really fight too much to reach the bolts and stuff, so that's awesome because I got these hands, these big mittens. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the negative terminal, and then get this thing up on all fours, up off of all fours, and we'll start ripping this thing apart. Should be awesome. All right, so things in the air. Dude, look, you can tell. I got it up pretty high, nice and sturdy, all four corners. I'm not gonna actually take the transmission out from under the car, but because I'm just gonna drop it, pull the clutch pressure plate, and slap on the new one. Probably clean up the flywheel because he's reusing the stock flywheel. But yeah, I got it pretty high because I'm expecting a couple tacos. Okay, but yeah, car's up, and I'm procrastinating. I got to get under there and change that. Yeah, I got to change. There's a clutch in there, and I got to get it. I'm gonna go do that. All right, so things up in the air, supported. I got a whole mess of tools over there, and basically I always like to start by disconnecting the drive shaft and the shifter linkage, and there's a ground here, so I'll go ahead and pop pretty much everything in the back of the transmission. I'll pop loose, get all that off. These are this is one thing that I really like about the Genesis, is it uses this rubber I guess insulator, whatever, and once the bolt's going one direction, like I can't remember, actually these are okay, yeah, these are reverse thread, and then these are normal threads, so something to consider, and if you take these apart yourself. But yeah, so this is really cool because you could disconnect drive shaft, and the drive shaft, well, I can't do it, but it has a little bit of has a, what's that called, where you could push it in and out a little bit. It's got a little bit of a adjustment. I can't remember the name for it, but and also what's cool about this is there's no input shaft that you have to remove like you do in the most transmission, or at least the KAs, when I do my S chassis. So you don't have to drain the transmission. You can drop this thing with this stays attached. You just pop this off, slide this back, and I'll probably just tie it out of the way so I can have more access here. So yeah, that is really awesome. I really like that a lot because it makes this a whole lot less messy. So I'm gonna pop these 6 bolts off. I'm gonna undo the linkage. There's the shifting arm, and then there's the brace arm that goes over the top. And when we get this out of the way, you'll be able to see that better. But there's basically just quick connect clips, so that's pretty awesome too. Just take those. There's like 3 pins. You pull those out. The linkage and the brace, they all disconnect. I'll try to push all those out of the way and disconnect the ground. I'll take 2 of these off, leave the other 2, but I'll loosen them so they're just there. And then when I'm ready to drop the transmission, it's all just pop those 2 last bolts off, and then the whole thing comes back and out, and that would be awesome. But yeah, so let me hit this, and let's do that. Alright, so got these bolts out. These are loose, but you can't get them out because they're in the way of the transmission there. But basically you can just slide this out like that, and then you can kind of just get an angle. You get the bolts out. They're not holding this thing down. Almost. All right, there you go. Then you should be able to just slide this out. This little rubber jobby. And what I like to do is I like to put the bolts back in, and let them fall right out. And I'll run all the nuts back on. Yeah, these are the reverse threads. That, and then I'll get the other bolts and I'll put those back on as well. It's easier to know where everything goes when you put it back together. It only takes a few seconds. There you go. I'm going to throw that to the side because we won't need that until we put it back together. Alright, but now you see drive shaft, and see it has this it's able to do stuff. It's able to go in and out. It's got a little bit of adjustability. So with that out of the way, now what we're going to do is disconnect the ground, but we're going to disconnect it from the transmission, which is right here. That's the transmission ground. And then we're going to pop these linkages off. It's going to be hard to see, but basically there's a pin there on the actual shifter linkage, and then there's 2 pins on the brace, and that brace is one piece. So I don't know. Let me see if I can do it. There's my screwdriver. Oh, did I forget it? Oh no, it's over there. These are just there's a little guy right here. You fold that out so it doesn't lock, and then you get behind it and you pop the whole thing out. It's a little hard to do with one hand, Basically, this whole thing comes out, and this thing like folds back, and then the pin slides out this way. So let me see if I can do it. There we go. Almost. There we go. That flips up. And then it slides out. Just like that. And that's the guy. There's another one this side, and then the shifter linkage is an actual pin with a like a C-clip holding it in. And that one, the clip's on the other side, and you're not gonna be able to see that, but I can almost get it with my finger. I think I did last time. Yeah. That's the C-clip that goes in the shifter linkage. Put that aside. And then I just got to drive the pin out and then pop that linkage off and take off that other pin. We're golden. And then on the ground. And the ground is just a little 10 mil. Pop that loose. There, and then I always put the bolt back because I'll probably lose it if I don't. Alright, ground's disconnected, and now we just got the one pin. This is already off. Got the linkage pin, and I'm going to drop these two 14s. We'll drop two of them off and then loosen the other two. Alright, so all the pins are out. This linkage is loose. This one, it's really tight on there. It makes it easier when I'm ready to drop the tranny. When I start lowering it, this will make it easier to pry out. So I'm not even going to worry about it right now. But yeah, we're loose on the cross member, and now we're going to start working our way forward. I don't know, you could probably squeeze it by, but it just makes it easier for me. I always drop the sway bar. I just knock down the 14s on both sides and let it hang, and it gives me just a little more clearance to get the tranny in and out. Probably get it without taking it off, but I mean, it's only 4 bolts, and it really isn't that big of a pain in the ass to loosen them. So then I got to get these little brace exhaust brackets off. There's one here, one there, and then I'll start working on all the there's 3 brackets that hold the O2 sensor clips wiring. So those are 10s. I'm gonna knock those off, the one on each side, and then there's the speed sensor on top of the transmission. I'm gonna knock that one loose, and then there's another one. There's another bracket on the very top. That's another 10. It's right by the speed sensor, so I'll knock those 2 off. So yeah. Alright, so I got all the little connector brackets. They're all loose. Basically, from here back, the transmission is ready to come out. All I got now is the 2 starter bolts right here, and then there's 4 bolts going into the transmission on the bottom, and then I believe there's 4 more on top, and I believe most of the tops are 17s. Some of them are 14s. So 17 and 14s are pretty much everything that runs all the way around the transmission. Yeah, and there's like 10 or 11 bolts. So a little overkill. Yeah, I think my S13, when I got it, it had 3 bolts.
I mean, it had room for more bolts, but it only came with 3. So I'm pretty sure this is more than adequate. So yeah, let me break all these off, and then yeah, we're gonna be ready to slide this thing out. So stand by. All right, so I think I got all the transmission bolts. Transmission bolt, transmission bolt, transmission bolt, starter bolt, or no, transmission bolt, transmission bolt, starter bolt, starter nut. Oh, just knocked over my crap. Starter bolt, starter nut, bracket, and these were the 4 that were going the opposite direction, the bottom of the tranny. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 fuckers holding that on. I couldn't get the 10 back up in there, but I'll get it when I put the tranny down. And I almost forgot the clutch line. Clutch line's got to come out. I don't know if you can see that, but basically there's a very tiny pin. I could probably pull it with my hand. It's like a, well, not a pin, it's a clip. But you know what? I got a thing for this. Alright, give me a little pick. And it's got like a little thing, pop, and it just hit me in the face. Where'd it go? There we go. That guy is what holds the clutch line in, and then you just pull the clutch line right out. Piece of piss. Alright, that's it. We got these 2 bolts, but I gotta get the jack on there. I'm gonna pull the line. Oh, also, before I actually unplug the line, I need that vice grip over there. I'm gonna pinch off. I mean, I don't know if it's got a lot of any pressure on it or not, but basically it's just a pair of needle nose vice grips with some hoses on the ends, and I'm just gonna get in there and pinch off the line. So it, just in case it does start dripping, it's not going to drip all freaking day. And just kind of pinch it up high, like that. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully that'll close the line off so it doesn't drip like a ton. What the hell, I'll pull it out. There we go, a couple drips. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I'll just clean that up with my back. There, so that's all out. Let me get the jack on. Get my jack on. And set this thing on the ground. And I'll pull the clutch out and check that out. Alright, so there's the guy behind me. I actually forgot one connector. Is to the reverse. Forgot about that. It bolted. There's a bolt. Anyways, I was able to get the a guy unplugged while I was coming down, so all's well. And now I just got to pop off the pressure plate and the clutch, and hopefully the new clutch will be here soon, because it's already 12:15. Been working on this for about 2 hours. So, but yeah, let me pop this off and we'll have a look-see. All right, so clutch is off. There it is. Might be hard to tell, but it's got a lot of flat spots. It's right here, there. I think it was wearing very evenly. Same thing here. Yeah, he's about due. And then there, don't look too bad, just ugly. Some wear on the fingers. And then the flywheel. And this is the first time I've seen that. Is that, I'm gonna have to do some research on that, because, I mean, it looks like with the way the bolts are not actually connected to the flywheel, like this is supposed to be like, I guess, act like a flex plate. don't know. I gotta do some research on that because I don't really know a whole lot about it. But there's a little bit of like bluing happening right there, and I don't think he wants to. He didn't get. I don't think he got a flywheel. I think he said he didn't. We'll see when the kit comes in, but I'll probably clean this up. I don't know. I gotta do some research because I don't know much about that flywheel. So I'll look and I'll report back.
All right, guys. So the old clutch is off. I already showed you all that. New clutch is here. You got a Spec. Spec stage 1, so it's nothing fancy. And in case you didn't know, Spec does not come with an alignment tool. Nope, not at all. So I got to track down an alignment tool because I don't want to fight with this thing to try to get it stabbed without one. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much OEM. Well, I mean, these fingers look a little better than the stock. Yeah, definitely. So let's track that down and then get it stabbed in. I fucked up. I made video pulling the whole thing, but I forgot to have y'all watch us stab it. All right. All right, we're gonna have to pull it back out so we can show them how to stab it. Okay. All right, well, it's back in, clutch is in, pressure plate, clutch, torque, all that crap. And now the that needs to go back in. That's Henry, he's the owner. Yeah, I make the custom parts. So yeah. Alright, so the car's done. So obviously I fucked up. My GoPro ran out of memory while I was filming, so just after we stabbed it, I was updating and sure enough, ran out. But we just got back from test drive. It's driving good. He said the clutch pedal feels a little more firm, but shifting really well. Compared to not shifting at all, that's an improvement, definitely. And like my GoPros, this one only has a 16 gig memory card, so it runs out like really quickly. And then this one has no audio, so it's got a 64, but it doesn't matter. It's can't run a 64 in this one, so I can only take a 32. So yeah, well, thanks for watching. I guess to put it back together, do the opposite of what I did to take it apart. And good luck.